Be seated in the presence of the Lord. I told y'all I wasn't going to be long. Issues. Yesterday I talked to a young man who asked me, Pastor, he reached out to me and said, I just need someone to talk to. I need someone to minister to me. And so I said, give me a call and we'll talk. And we got on the subject about issues. He began to tell me what his issues were and how he was feeling, and things he was facing. And these things began to internalize. Everyone say internalize. And he finally got to the point he was tired of hiding his issue. He was tired of hiding his issue. And I began to share with him, when we hide our issues, even medically, scientifically, and even spiritually, we begin to experience internal trauma, inner bitterness, and other things that are abnormal to the mind and to the body in this thing called life. You know, issues will also suppress our desires to pursue opportunities. But I came to the conclusion that that's not how God desires for us to live. The hardest part of letting go with issues is this. It's simply starting over. It's not real deep. It's the fact of the matter is, once you have lived with something so long and dealt with something so long, the real hardship is in you starting over again. And most of us don't know how to be functional when we have issues that we have lived a long time with, and then once God delivers us from those things, we are coming to the conclusion something is abnormal. It is Satan that will tell you that something that is dysfunctional is normal. It's never been God's desire. It's never been his will. You know, we're good at hiding things until it hurts. We want people to see the best version of us with no problems. And we go around with taglines, I'm too blessed to be stressed. But guess what? I've been stressed before. And still blessed. I can't count one out without the other. Yes, I have been stressed and blessed. Kissing, booed up, showing family pictures, showing your love life, and all of these things we are still hiding behind our issues. We can even hide behind our gifts and our callings because we don't want to be labeled by our issues. I'm preaching right now and I'm almost through. See, today I have on this robe, and I really didn't come to preach in this robe, but I wanted to show you how sometimes we can allow our gifts and our callings to camouflage our issues. Come on, man. Come on. We'll see, Elder. Uh-oh. I wore this because I didn't want y'all to see my issue. Now, this is how I really preach back at home, okay? Come on. I didn't want y'all to see my issues. And let me tell you, my issues are they're so embedded, it's even crinkled all up, and it's all formed all up. And so my issue was that I had anger back in 2008. And that anger created malice and jealousy in my heart. But guess what? I kept putting a robe over it. Went through a divorce, felt unloved, guilty, and shameful. Been rejected by people that I loved. But that rejection caused me to feel unwanted and vengeful. Come on. Addictions. Y'all don't know nothing about addiction, so let me move on. Sexual addictions. Soul ties, going back and forth to people who mean you no good. Drug and drinking, y'all know. And that special thing on the internet. Addictions. Disappointment, which causes hurt and insecurities. Here I am trying to be me, but living with issues. This morning I just want to talk about issues. What do you do when life deals you a bad hand? And you're dealing with something that's causing you to hemorrhage in the inside. Do you know that the issue of blood, the woman who I'm speaking on, her issue was that she could not stop bleeding. She went to several doctors, physicians, and specialists, and they still could not give her anything to stop her issue. William Barclay says this in his study. He said that she went to 11 different specialists. This is going to be important. Don't miss this. Here she is. She went to 11 different specialists, but yet she had the issue for 12 years. It's something how she came in contact with the 12th physician. Now let's talk about the number 12. Can I just move through this quickly? The number 12 represents something divine. Everyone say divine. Something that is ordered and established by heaven. Everyone say ordered and established by heaven. Here this woman is, isolated from her community. Anybody who had an issue of blood was considered unclean, impure. They were isolated. They didn't have any family. They couldn't talk to anybody. And guess what? They were just left to die. Here this woman is. Have you ever been in a place where you felt like all of your issues defined you? And here's the thing. I said, I wonder why the Bible didn't even give this woman a name. She was just woman. Didn't even have a name, didn't have a whereabouts. All we know is her financial situation. We know her issue, but we don't even know her name. Let me tell you something. When you deal with issues a long time, if you're not careful, your name can become your issue. So she comes to Jesus, fast forward. And she's pressing through a crowd because, see, here's the thing. I can't always see what's going on with you internally because you look good on the outside. But there is something on the inside of you that's killing you, that's causing you to dissipate and expire. But here I am, and she says this, which is very, very important. Tell somebody, say, this next verse is so important. She says in verse number 28, she said to herself, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. Look at your neighbor and say, sometimes you have to prophesy to yourself. You have to encourage. See, this woman was so fed up.